last time on Inhuman, it was oddly enough Raine's birthday, but Raine forgot it was even their birthday. Um, he was more or less just kind of focused on like the things that he needs to do, trying to catch up on everything and whatnot. For the most part, yeah. And went by to talk to Core. Um, it had a bit of a heart-to-heart moment as well, oddly. Just it was a pretty good conversation. Am I forgetting them right now? Yes, but it's fine. But Cora felt really bad about what happened to Rain, and Rain reassured them that it's not their fault because Rain made the decision to go do the experiment, and then also was talking of about Zeno as well, just the complications of this man's. But nonetheless, they had a bit of a moment together. It was very nice. Then afterwards, Rain went to go check the Adventurers Guild to see if there's any quest, and that's when the quest of like planning a surprise like birthday party came up, and that's when he remembered that it was in fact his own birthday, the very first birthday without his sibling. Um, it took him a moment. He wanted to kind of cut himself, but we kind of couldn't. But to the point where he actually ended up running into Cedric as well. And Cedric what, finally showed the surprise he had for Raine, which was a new place, a home away from home for the both of them. It was very nice. It was very nice. Um, Made Raine speechless. Pretty much almost practically brought him to tears. Um, but most of all, very speechless. But also, he had to remember like how thankful he is to have a person that he cares about, and surprised enough that he has someone to do this for him, even though he's already feeling down himself. And yeah, that's kind of where we left off. There were no trigger warnings that I know of. This is improv. It's fine. And yeah, no trigger warnings. Words are muted. But I will do the hydrate, stretch, de-shrimp, all that jazz. If you guys already know them. And uh yeah. With that, we're all set to go. And go double check. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Yep, we're ready. Okay. And I will see you all in a bit. Bye. Hold on. I'm still not used to this place yet. Oh boy. I'm still not used to this place. Um, it's still nighttime, oddly enough, so this is fine. Wings timeline. I almost have it. I believe I almost have all the materials. Luckily enough. Speak to Bo. Spoke to Core. I haven't spoken to. Wait, I've spoken to both of them, but not quite. I spoke to them separately. So they're gonna find it ringing. I gotta remake that, where's my god. Oh, I still have so much work to do. Oh, okay. I don't know if it, I don't know if it's just me, but I know they've been, or Zeno have been, almost living under the same roof. There's still something that's bothering me. Why the two haven't really talked as much. I know the situation, but it still doesn't excuse the fact that they haven't exactly talked it out. Um, silly things here. I think I could start working on. Wait, exactly. Wait. Trying to think about how to shape the room. Extend it this way. Maybe. I'm getting slightly checked up. Julio, Big Al. Okay. Okay, so names. I'm so glad that everyone else knew about this except for me. How dare. I did wonder though, what exactly is up there? I'll probably check on that later. Um, I actually I should probably message or first. Check. I'm sorry, fire enclosure. Hello. But library. I know the two need to talk something out. This good score tells me this, but then hasn't talked to Zeno about it, and Since it makes sense that they're living in the same roof now. Right. Um. Sorry, I just wanted to get up here. Wanted to get up here. Please.
You're sitting with meant to be sitting down. Hi,
Hey.
Is something wrong?
Yes. Is Zeno around you?
I think he's around here somewhere.
I would message this man just to come over here.
Where did you go?
Oh, perfect.
He was setting up these, as far as I'm aware. I don't know what they're for exactly.
Probably for protection, because Vale's now over here more or less.
Oh.
Kinda.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Oh? Hello.
Hi. Hey, Raine.
Hey,
what exactly did you need to talk about? Oh, I can leave you two alone if you wanted some privacy.
No, actually, you're in this too.
Oh, thanks for the heads up, I suppose. What's up, then?
I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who recognized the odd tension between the both of you.
Oh. Okay, that's what we're talking about. We're fine. I've told you about the situation that happened, and everything's fine. I know Cor didn't do anything on purpose. We're moving on. I'm just making sure that he's okay. That's all.
No. You're not moving on from this.
Are you really bringing this up now after what I told you the other day? I thought...
I think it's better for you to talk about it. Especially since, if you're living under the same roof.
Well, not specific circumstances, and I don't... I assumed he needed time. Things have been quiet. It's fine if he needs time.
I don't think it's fine when there's this odd tension between the both of you, and I care for the both of you too. But I feel like just walking around the situation, although you guys say it's fine, it's not fine.
I don't know what you want me to say. Me neither. After what I told you? Are you really gonna make me do this? Listen, it's fine. things have been weird for a while since he knows what I'm doing. He doesn't like what I'm trying to do as much as I'm trying to help everything here. I understand that he doesn't want to get too close because I'm still searching for something else. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. If he still isn't too particularly comfortable with it and would rather leave, then it's fine. I've known that things aren't okay for a while.
Where did you get the thought I wanted to leave?
You don't particularly act like you want to stay around either.
I don't want to leave just because it's uncomfortable in this world to have something different. I don't want to leave. I don't know why. I don't know why you would. That's why.
You think I want to leave? That's
Are you
not
really gonna make me say this after everything I just told you yesterday or the other day, whatever, how many days it's been? You're gonna make me say it.
Yes.
I don't like that lab because I don't want you to leave. I get what you want. I don't want to not have you be happy because I care about what you want. I told you that in the letter that I gave you. You deserve to be happy, and I don't want to trade one person's happiness for another, but you leaving and going to, like, that family that you had before would not... I wouldn't be happy because I wouldn't get... You would still be here, and I feel like if you left, I don't know what all this feels like, but I don't know if it's what it's supposed to feel like, but I just...
all of this. I thought I made myself clear enough in the note that I had wrote for you last winter. I don't want to leave. I don't want to go back to that hellscape more than anybody else. We know how bad it is. My home that I long so much for is the people. Not so much the place. I don't want to leave here and come back as much as we're 6 feet under in all of the issues going on here right now. I sure as shit don't want to go back there to just land myself in another hellhole. My goal is to get those two back, to get my wife and daughter back and bring them here to a place where they're better off. I don't want to trade, just as you don't want to trade one happiness for another, I don't want to either. I don't want to abandon you or Nyx or Raine or anybody else. None of this is a waste for me. None of this is just some experiment just to get what I had back. It hurts that you think that I would just trade all of that away.
Well, but... You're a prideful man. You walk around with a bit of an ego, honestly, and it just kind of seemed like with that whole grand thing, it sort of seemed like... I don't know what I thought. I don't know why I thought the way that I do. This is all new to me, and I don't really understand it, really, but I feel safe with you for what it's worth. I was talking to Raine the other day, and I don't know if this is what family is meant to feel like, but Raine said it felt like a battle, and this definitely feels like a battle. I don't... And for what it's worth, with the whole thing about whatever is going on with me, I really didn't mean to upset you. I don't know why it's you, or whatever stuff he wants with that stupid portal stuff, but I didn't mean for it to affect other people.
It's fine.
It upset you, it hurt you, and with everything and not communicating, I nearly got Raine killed, and there's just way too much going on, and like you said, we don't talk enough, and for all the dangers going on, it definitely feels like we're farther apart than we should be because of everything else, and it's just like I feel like every attempt I make to make things better is just going wrong. With the void stuff, I tried what I thought, and apparently I'm right according to what Raine said checking it out, but it still doesn't change the fact it still is getting people hurt. That spread is just making things more unstable, and with the whole thing about testing the wither on Raine, it nearly got you killed, and then who knows who could have gotten hurt with experiments, and who knows who else could get hurt if I'm just sticking around with everybody. Yes.
Get deep breath. Hey. Look at me. It's okay. Listen. I'm well aware everything going on. It's a lot. Sure, you hurt me with what happened with the lab. That wasn't you, though. That wasn't you in control of anything. You trying to steal that research out of malicious intent. When Kaylin and I came across what was going on, immediately we knew that it wasn't you. That what was happening wasn't normal. I'm not mad at you for that. I'm just mad at the lack of communication. We can work on that. I wouldn't quite put it so harshly as that family is a battle, but it sure is something that you have to work at to keep that bond. Family is closer than anything, and it takes working at that and talking with each other and being honest, even when it's hard and you don't quite know the words. And that's okay. It takes time, it takes practice, and people mess up sometimes, and that's okay.
You know, I've told you before in small amounts with the whole void thing, with me, Raine, and Raine working on that project. I didn't tell you because I knew that you're yourself in danger if we told you. Because that's just who you are. It was proven with the fact that Vale showed up the other day over there, and you were right in the middle of him and everybody else. I'm scared with that kind of stuff that you're just gonna... Again, you have a bit of an ego about you. You're a strange, strange man I just don't understand, and I don't know why you would want to do that for the sake of other people, especially when you had something apparently so great that you want to desk back, you're willing to go to other dimensions and do all that. I don't get it. But I want to, but I don't want to be the reason why, with testing stuff, why you would put yourself in danger. Or anybody, really. When I say certain stuff is my fault, I know it's my fault. With the whole, I feel so guilty about whatever was happening with, whatever is going on with me is because I agreed to let him. Because I was scared. I am scared. I don't know what's going on. But he got to me so much that I agreed and gave in anyway. And I didn't think enough things through for you to get as you did. I should have thought about it more. There's so many things that just feel like my fault. And I don't know. This is the first time I've never had anybody tell me, like, usually back in Aaron Sean do this, do that. I know who's in charge and what's going on, but nothing makes sense here. And I guess that's a bit of the appeal when I first came here, but it still feels so confusing. And the most confusing thing is the emotions with it. It seems like everybody's, like, not on the same page. They're personally feeling with everything going on, and it's so different from how it was back in Aaron Shonda. And I don't...
It's new, but that's okay. Listen, I throw myself into danger because it's my job. As a father,
have to be.
Or it shouldn't have to be, but it's instinct at this point. There's so much at stake. I've lost it all already. If I don't get what I want, then oh well. I've already lived almost 40 years now with everything that I ever could have wanted. And they're already gone. Naturally, I shouldn't have this second chance. I'm okay with missing out on it if it means protecting everybody else. I threw myself into it with the Void research with Vale because I care about you so goddamn much. I'd rather be there to be someone strong, or at least look it, to do something to make sure that everyone else is okay. Someone has to do something. I know things are so new. Nobody in particular knows what's going on, and if we're all doing what we can to make things better, I just want to make things easier. I wanted to make things easier with the Void research because I've been the one taking care of that research. I should have been in the loop, not to throw myself into danger first chance I get, but just because I know things that I haven't had the chance to tell people because I'm doing a million other things and don't get the chance to just sit down and talk to people like I want to. Like we should.
Leave Vil up to me, and you can talk to them, and I can place his other totems down.
That doesn't help.
Oh.
One person taking off a burden and just putting it on their shoulders doesn't help the situation. That still leaves the lack of communication, the lack of being together. And again, if something happens to you, then we're back at square one. It's...
Vil has been my issue for, like, eons, though.
Okay. And you don't have to deal with that alone anymore. The weight is still a weight. I would rather us stay together and take things hand in hand than just pass things along and then point fingers because someone gets is dealing with too much. There's too much unpredictability with everything going on right now. All I'm saying is just that we should talk. It's okay to be honest about what's going on and to ask for help, and no more just carrying on the burden alone anymore. We can't keep doing this. Not with everything going on. With Vale, the Skulk, with the Void, the gods. The inviting.
Do agree that you shouldn't come in between me and Vale when I might be able to survive an attack from Vale, but you definitely wouldn't.
I'd like you to keep in mind it's scary when you do that. Because, again, some of us can handle it and some others can't. And if we're being honest about how much we care about you, imagine, like, if, like, with your, the family that you had, losing them hurt you this much, imagine what it would be like for us to lose you.
You say, like, you say that you've been around for 40 years, and so it's fine whatever happens to you. I've been around for eons. Would you feel the same about me saying that?
It's another situation that we shouldn't trade one thing for another just because it's easier.
When I jump out like that, I don't even think about it. It's instinct. I shouldn't, though. I'll do what I can. I don't know. When I came here, I wasn't expecting to get attached to anything. I wasn't... In all honesty, I was hoping that this wouldn't happen. I've lost before, and it kills me to think about losing you all again. So, of course, I immediately jump out to protect. I've sat there just sitting idly by when I should have done something before, and it didn't end well. It's hard to find the balance, but I definitely don't want either of you or any of you to go through that either. I'm sorry that I've worried you.
I appreciate the apology. I'm sorry, too. I know I've said it so many times already, but it never feels like enough. Gosh. Oh god, what do I do now?
It's a-
You're
You're good. Are you glad that I made you talk about it though? At least.
It doesn't. I talked about it and it feels okay, but it still doesn't get rid of that guilt I feel. How do you make it go away? What do you do about that?
That is just with time. Time can lead tell.
It definitely takes time, and not keeping it to yourself. It's okay to talk about the guilt with other people.
I was in my room this whole time trying to figure out like how to apologize, like all the papers and stuff. But even after you left, I just couldn't stop trying to write it down, and it just wouldn't come out the way I was thinking. It seems to.
Sometimes, sometimes there's no good way to write it out. Sometimes you just kind of have to say it and kind of let your words speak for itself. And I think you did great.
Thank you.
And it's okay if you don't particularly know the words either. All you gotta do is, knock on the ceiling. I'm happy to just sit with you, even if it's just in complete silence for a bit, if that helps.
I did notice that you put a thing on my roof. I was very confused when I woke up about that. And then
Cedric brought some dinner for everybody, and I wanted to leave it in your room without necessarily invading your space, and my room is just above, so I just dropped it.
I've never had a door before, so I have I put it in my bag.
Did you guys see? Did you see the jam? I heard Mortals like jam.
Huh?
The jam.
Huh?
Come look through the counter.
Yeah, I
Oh.
saw it this morning. There's so much food. I'm so excited.
I'm so concerned.
I also
Oh!
see that you learned the word frog.
Yeah.
Yes.
You left it in here, you left it over in my room. I already took it down, but
Oh.
I also left it at Corsa's place. I left it at Holly's place.
How much jam?
What kind of jam is it?
Oh, sweet berry!
Ooh.
I found out that I like making food a lot more than trying to sleep. So I might not have slept in 3 days, but I have made a lot of jam.
What? You haven't slept in 3 days?
Oh my god, do I have another person who like just stress like cooks or something? You're just like the second. Oh no.
Your perception seems to be fine, so it doesn't seem like you're suffering too much from not sleeping.
Am I supposed to suffer?
Well,
Yeah, usually you suffer, you deal with like hallucinations and such if you don't sleep for starting at around 48 hours.
if the body doesn't get enough rest, and be able to recharge, like mentally, physically, and stuff, it will start to forcibly shut itself down. Because that is how mortal beings recuperate their energy through food. Also helps, but it still requires almost like a full shutdown. Almost, it's not, you're not dying or anything when you sleep, but it's the closest thing you can get to recharge. Do you not feel it? Could you come down? You don't seem run down. Huh. Do we have... Here, come out with me to the art.
I am very confused.
I'm testing. I'm gonna see your reflexes. Take a bow.
Oh, hello.
Shoot.
Yeah. Took me long enough?
Oh, you look so sick.
Thank you. That reminds me I forgot to wax it.
Uh,
Did two more? On both ends?
Oh, hello. Kind servant.
Your hand-eye coordination reflexes.
What if you put station bell? Put that there. How does that affect it?
I mean, I already didn't really sleep like mortals do.
Wait, how do you get that sound?
You would,
I might sound this kind of how though.
in some way. Maybe you'd get it from a different sort of.
Perfect.
Did you ever, as an Asmon, feel like run down? Like, how much could you take? No.
Anything.
Anything, okay. So you could just go for days and days and days and like months and years and what have you, and
Asmon
never
don't sleep.
stop. No. I meant in like the sense of rest and recharge. Not sleep exactly, but
I mean, we relax for fun, but not necessarily because we need to. We just didn't always.
There we go.
Okay. Nowadays, how often, like, how much can you take without feeling run down? Do you know what run down is being like?
There we go.
Being run down is basically imagine a.
My brain is just running. I was like, wait a minute. How long did this take you exactly?
An afternoon.
Afternoon.
I mean, it helps that I can just float around up there, so it's easy enough to build. How come? I didn't think that this was anything too impressive. I was planning on expanding it later.
I just haven't really seen anyone this intricate. Especially with designing as well around it.
I more took inspiration from the portals that we went through to get here in the first place.
Oh.
Which those have to be relatively intricate mechanically in order to work. I realize, at least looking at Ozzy's old portal, that nether portals are usually a bit more crude and don't require all that much, but I figured at least to, you know, make it fit around.
I did see like a guy just like come through the portal and it's like, oh, that's possibly concerning at a later date.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna figure out a solution for that later. I was thinking about just throwing some salt around the portal so that way it can't cross through. But then there's the issue of Core not being able to use it at that point, so I'd rather not. Here's another one. I'll figure that out. Maybe I just added like an on and off switch, perhaps.
Maybe.
Could either of you help me explain to Nixon consciousness is? Help? Because Nix just told me I was out of curiosity. I was asking what sleep is like for Nix because apparently they never run out of energy. Because I was asking as an Asmon, like, did you ever feel run down? And like, what is feeling run down? And I explained it like a burning fire. If you don't have enough fuel, it will just go out. But apparently that never happens. And then I asked out of curiosity, under that same vein, what sleep is like for Nix. Share with them what you told me.
Closing my eyes, laying in bed till the sun comes back up.
Yeah,
I asked, you never lose consciousness, and they were like, what is losing consciousness? And I help.
Okay, I guess in the simplest terms, consciousness is awareness of your surroundings and awareness of like your own thoughts, like perceiving things around you. Like when you go to sleep, do you still feel the breeze around you? Do you still hear the sounds around you when you're still asleep?
Yeah, I wait till I hear the birds. That's how I know that the sun is up so I can open my eyes again.
Yeah, so then you don't lose consciousness. When people go to sleep, they don't perceive anything around them. The only thing that wakes them up is their own brain finally feeling recharged enough to wake them up, or something like really loud and startling usually. Enough to jolt them awake, but people don't perceive like the wind around them, or they don't think or anything like that when they're asleep. You don't perceive your own thoughts or the world around you for that matter when you're asleep. And that's what it takes to recharge. It's the brain processing everything that happened during the day, and you're just basically powered off while that happens. In the same way that you turn a light on or off with a light switch. When you're sleeping, it's off. It's not showing any light or activity. There's no energy going through it.
I think I'm doing something wrong.
Oh. Yeah.
I've thought about I've thought that for a little bit now. I'm not surprised at this point. It was just trying to convince you. But yeah, apparently you don't need sleep. You haven't been sleeping all this time. I don't know if you can sleep.
I don't know either.
I've been trying to get rid of these vines for several days now, and they just keep popping back up.
Okay, we used a shear before.
Yeah, I got rid of most of the vines that way, and then there's just some that start growing all of a sudden again.
Oh, okay. I don't know, I need to go back to the nether at some point.
Oh.
Yeah, for
Any
someone with,
particular reason?
mostly more materials. And then,
Out of curiosity, why did you feel like if you don't need to sleep, why did you feel like you had to? You don't know what it is exactly.
I went to mortal cities and see that's what they do. And since I'm mortal now, I felt like I had to do it too.
Interesting. Okay.
Fair enough, I guess. Easy assumption to make.
Well, you should have this back, by the way.
You'd borrowed one
Anyway.
from Raine?
No, Raine gave it to me, and I didn't want to keep it, in case it was important, and I don't want to lose it. It happens sometimes when I wake up in places I don't remember, things go missing.
oh, it's okay, I have an actual one, it's okay. Make it.
Speaking of, had all the papers and stuff and that like weird beacon across, and it had this like all those like ruined bits on the top. That place that your research was surrounded by salt. I don't know if that was Kaylin. I don't. Whatever is going on there, I can no longer go there ever again. Is like giant salt pillars.
So I saw. I assume it was Kaylin. I mentioned it to them and they didn't say anything about it. They just kind of like raised their eyebrow at me. So I have no confirmation, but I'm relatively sure. But I don't think that it's a bad thing that you can't go back.
No, yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing either. I was just showing Raine to explain what exactly had happened.
It's a lot going on. Whatever the hells he has going on, it looks like he's got several fields of study digging into.
That would make sense.
Out of curiosity, since I guess you're the eldest here, you would have any idea. Do you know anything called the End?
No.
Oh, that was on one of the papers, isn't it?
Yeah.
That doesn't even sound. That doesn't even sound vaguely familiar.
Ooh, just real ominous sounding name, and I have reason to believe it's some sort of alternate dimension, but I have no clue.
I'd have to take a look at the items again. But again, I can't go. So that's not happening.
Oh, where did I put those pictures? I mean, I can go grab
It's
fresh
just
pictures
odd.
of everything, but there's, just a lot of papers laying around. Not to mention the purpur around,
Well,
and the...
Again, you just. I'm trying to think about exactly what happened, right? Said, leave me alone if I let him do what he wants. Apparently that includes portal stuff, and then the papers. I'm just.
Yeah, he
It has
had...
to do with dimensions, at least. We know that.
Yeah, there were different pieces that had to do with different places, at least at the center there, so I can only imagine that it has to do with...
What exactly is in... I don't want to ask. What is in that building? Exactly.
Nothing that really has to do with dimensional research. That's why I was so confused when it said something about you being so interested in dimensional research.
I most certainly am not. Ugh.
Exactly. That lab contains more soul research than anything. It was specifically to help with my end of the deal that I had made with Keeper to get him a vessel, a body of sorts to connect whatever fragment was left of his soul that was trapped by the other gods and put it into a new body. Which, if this thing is trying to look at that research and is eerily similar to the Keeper that I've been dealing with, and then I believe
Well,
that it's trying to do the same thing. It said something about a hive mind.
I recommend exorcism. I don't like Keeper.
What?
Exorcism.
I don't think that
I
would be a
mean,
terrible idea, if not just putting it into a separate vessel in the first place.
And I get 5 minutes with him?
No.
Oh.
That's still a mortal body. Absolutely not.
I mean, well, we know it at least it can, or at least from what I can tell, I don't think it's real, but causes hallucinations of some sort.
Maybe you need
I've
more
seen
sleep.
him act
You said-
like you before. Was it you? I've heard music before. That usually makes me really tired, though.
Have you seen it take the form of anything else otherwise?
Me? I've seen it take form of me. Outside of
Ugh.
the circle of salts that, you looked like me. But with the, fox skull. The withered fox skull.
Okay. We don't particularly know how integrated it is either, whether it's just a separate soul residing in you. There was no deal or anything, so it's not
Oh,
like a
well,
voluntary bond.
New more.
I don't know. We can always look into it more later and see exactly what condition you're in, I guess, and go from there and figure out some sort of plan of action.
It was considerable enough for Raine to point it out to me at the festival of, the Temple of Memories. No idea how Raine knew. It might have been another hallucination deal. Oh. Which is concerning.
Shame.
Did you want him?
Not particularly. I would have brought him back, though.
Oh.
It's okay. I'll figure out a
Oh.
solution for that later so that way they don't, overrun the area.
It's okay. I've gotten a pretty good solution to it.
Oh my god.
Plus, it
Just be careful
It's
you
a
don't
little
do
snack.
a little snack. Oh my god. Give it to me. Here, I'll trade you a cookie for for one.
Oh my gosh.
Are we putting more pillars down?
Yeah, I still have to finish all of the rest of these.
You want to put some around my frog enclosure?
Yeah,
Frog enclosure?
I got
I
messaged
mean, I
that.
haven't known what to do, so I'm starting like a little frog thing over here.
Okay.
I haven't shown you.
I had a frog at the cave. I want to leave the little guy alone, and apparently the toad is gone, and they were a pair. And then I wanted to make something nice, but they jump up like 8, like, really high. So it's
I
gonna
haven't shown
work,
you
but
yet. I'll be right back.
think about it.
Okay.
They jump like really high, like
Yeah, they're built for that.
1, 2, like hang on.
They have big hops.
Big hops.
4, think of 4 me's standing on top of each other. That's how tall they can jump.
Uh-huh.
I know I'm not that tall, but like think of me, but times 4. But my frog enclosure. I thought this was so fun, and I thought it'd be perfect. Plus, you didn't have any mangroves on the storage. Just went that up, so.
Fair enough. I could have brought you some more mangrove trees. I've got them. They're just sitting at the tree farm.
Well, the thing I'm hurting for mostly is mud. But
I can work on a generator for that.
Oh, great heavens, where'd you come from?
Oh, a toad!
Okay.
How cute.
It's my
Oh.
frog.
It's not a frog, that's a toad.
It's my frog.
That's not a frog, though. That's not a frog!
Oh my gosh, there you go.
Oh.
Oh.
It's being an ecologist and people not know.
Oh.
It's
Reminds
fine.
me, I've been meaning to go out and explore to get a new owl.
Oh?
But there's an
I-
owl at the cave, I think.
Oh.
An unclaimed owl, I think.
I didn't think you were interested in owls, I'm not gonna lie.
I like birds a lot, yeah. I had one before, living at the aviary with Ozzy and Akela. But moving it
bird?
here, it passed. It was a barn owl, in particular.
Ooh! They're very cool. I think their biology is amazing. Very fascinating.
I'm sorry to make it to you, buddy, but we
Although
already
they do
have
look
a
like
bird.
little aliens or wet.
They
Huh?
really do. They're odd. Big ol' eyes.
They have like this weird shape to them. So if they get wet without all the, like the fluff that like makes them look normal, they look like aliens.
Uh.
At least from what I saw, like the alien back from Aaron Shonda with like the like books and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I always after reading about like barn owls and studying their biology for a project I was working on back in Aaron Shonda,
Mm-hmm.
they definitely that's how I've pictured aliens since then.
Also, Zeno, I thought you already had a bird.
I mean, there's several birds over there.
Come
I
on.
mean, yeah, I
Nick.
have the phoenixes. Are you?
I'm talking about Nick's. Nick.
I'm aware of it. Believe me, I'm painfully aware with every thump at the window that I hear every morning.
Okay, cool. Wonderful.
Fair, most of your windows on that side are like they have like an edge to them, so it's not as hard. But there's like a way seen from like the ground over there that is like completely clear.
Yeah.
It's got like paint on it and stuff, but other than that, it's you know.
Yeah, but I'm very glad that I encased the windows on my end with brass. The other end is not so lucky, and it doesn't help that the kitchen also has windows that Nyx can't see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How many times? I just want to know.
I lost count after 30.
I mean, I've woken up. Woken up. I'm kind of late. It's weird. A couple thumps here and there since I've been here.
It's fine. But yeah, absolutely. I didn't realize that you had a whole frog enclosure back here.
Oh, the little guy!
The little
Oh
guy!
my god, it's a little guy! Oh.
Good heavens, please.
This
Can I
is not
pick you
like
up?
me. I don't know what I did.
What did you not do?
Can you sit him down?
What do you mean, what didn't I do? I met him a week ago.
Oh, there he is. Come here.
Don't stay in one place. I don't think it's gonna.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool.
Give me a chance to go.
I know. They're super helpful. I just don't know why that this one hates me. What did I do to you, little guy? I'm sorry.
I still need a name for this one.
Which one? This
Both of them,
one?
actually.
Oh, I can't pick him
Both of
up.
them.
Aw,
Chompy.
Yeah, that's my guy.
I can't pick him up.
This one should
I
just be
wonder-
Chompy.
Yeah, but I want to make
I
a
just-
frog enclosure because I don't want to leave the little guy by himself.
Yeah,
Plus,
I'll have
frogs
to.
are really cool.
Frogs are very interesting creatures.
Although, if with enough pressure, if you step on them on accident, it's a very gruesome scene. They don't have very many, much structure to their bodies.
Oh, okay.
This kind of guy looks kind of like a frog, but he's a bit more bony than a frog. Oh, thank you. What is this?
I wonder what he was before this.
Yeah.
If I find one in my house, it's on site.
His back legs. With the teeth? It's I don't know. You're a mystery, my guy. Ow! Ow! Oh, you don't get hurt! Wait, do it again,
Oh,
do it again,
oh,
do it
hold
again,
on.
do it again, do it again. Oh, no, wait. You might want to stand, sit him back down, and then come. Oh, that's interesting. I guess with the it's a bit more bony than it is any like night structure. I guess it isn't affected particularly. Unless I punch it. I don't want to kill your thing in case it does hurt it.
Yeah, please don't kill him. I don't know what he was before this. So I don't really know.
I guess that makes sense with the lack of skulk stuff in the teeth. It's a bit more bony. So I guess it wouldn't hurt, would it? Interesting.
More of an exoskeleton than anything. Almost
Yes.
insect-like.
Given a plant.
Well, yeah, it does have bits at the top. It's more
Mhm.
bony than
It's like-
the other creatures I've seen.
It's like how mortals have a dog. Kind of acts like that.
Hmm.
What's my
Yeah,
Raine
you
do?
have a puppy. You have an attack dog.
What's an attack dog? And why do people keep saying that I'm yours?
Oh my
You're
gosh.
an attack dog?
I'm
Uh,
standing right here.
What?
Attack dogs are pets that are specifically trained to protect their owner. When commanded,
that
they'll
sounds-
go attack any threat in sight, basically. And you know, you being as threatening as you are, people assume that you're my attack dog because people think that I have some grand plan and you're helping me carry it out.
I mean, you're pretty adamant about your dislike about the skulk stuff, so it doesn't surprise me people think that.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's not
But
like I'm
also Nyx
actively
does-
trying to hurt anybody.
Ow!
though.
It is true. I was gonna say, Nyx does do what you ask, so, you know, again, with an outside view, I guess it does kind of, make sense.
I guess I am an attack dog.
Try not to do that. But,
Ow!
yeah.
I'm gonna put them back
What did I
upstairs.
do?
Come on, little guy.
Ouch.
We'll be on site with this
Oh,
little
It's
guy.
still here! It's still here! Ow!
Get. I ain't about to spite you. Get away. Oh.
This will kill me if I have to stay up for a
It's
while.
gone. It's gone. It's gone. You're good.
What?
Oh. Okay. That's lovely.
What does this do?
It's an amalgamation of different things. The shorter totem up front will bring anything hostile within its range, within the brink of death, so to speak, at least as the tome described. And then this taller one in the back will finish them off. I've used little shards of the crystal that's right above the waypoint to power these sort of as a magical conduit of sorts, at least theoretically. And then these sort of pylons here are what keep up the barrier, protecting us from, say, a target of choice. In this case, Vale. Maeve helped me design it all out, and it works relatively well, at least from the testing that we've done. Though we'll have to see when he tries.
Interesting. And that at the top?
At the top, it's the crystal that I was referring to earlier. It looks just like the wind shard that this place was named after, and why we moved here. We just found it when we moved here. I assume that it's some sort of conduit for magical properties. It hasn't actively done anything in the months that we've lived here. But it seems to be relatively good at transferring energy, so hopefully it'll help to connect each pylon to each other to communicate with each other, so to speak.
Cool. And why this one? Why you don't have to ask.
It wasn't specifically because of you, but just to protect...
No.
just to protect
Oh!
the... Don't trap him in there.
Please don't. I'm a little.
Let's not do that. But it's
Also,
simply
I don't know if
to
I told
protect
you,
the
I've
center of
never
the spell
had a
in general.
window before. I've never had a window in the room I've stayed before. That's so cool.
I'm glad you like it.
I like the flowers outside.
Yeah, I figured. I know that you like lilacs, as do I. So a view is always nice, and sunshine is good for you, you know?
It reminds me of what when I
Mortals
hear
are
the
like
music,
plants. They need sunshine, water, grass.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not grass? No.
I think I have a
No.
guy that would like to debate that.
What do you mean? Wait, hold on. Technically, it's some different things would be a lot healthier for them, but as livestock, it's a little bit easier to sustain them because of grass is so.
Oh no, this man's already have too many carrots. This is the problem.
Bleed blood.
They have entirely different cells.
I am-
Cora, I beg you to hook Nyx up with a microscope.
I am not going to have a debate about my profession, the stuff I research daily. This is not up for debate. I know what I'm talking about.
I don't think you were there when plants got created, so I think your debate
Well, I
is
wasn't
jacked.
there, but I've certainly taken a lot of my time out of my life to study it exactly, to learn about it. I've years I have under my belt with this exact thing. Plants do not bleed, not blood at least. Their structures of cells are completely different.
Did you know that your body is similar to a banana?
Oh my god. I can't. Your fun facts astound me. Great job, Nyx. Great job.
Yippee.
What was I even talking about? We were talking about something before on a rant about plants bleeding. What was I speaking about?
Humans needing sunlight. Window in your bedroom.
Window, yes. Window. Humans need sunlight.
I'm gonna stand in front of your window like this.
Nutrients.
You're not
Super
getting
like
sunlight
the
anymore.
lilacs.
See if you still aren't like a
it's
plant.
it's the first time I've had a window in a place I've stayed before. Usually it's a bit more I've also never had a door, technically.
Oh.
At least in the front
I
entrance.
still don't have a door.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with it. I don't like doors.
Fair enough.
They're so inconvenient. Why
Yeah,
every
but usually
single
it's
time?
like
Agreed, you could just walk through the wall.
what was I know what I was talking
I don't
about.
think I can do
What was the
I can barely go
You're
through
lost.
fucking windows.
we were talking about that. We should probably spread the brass type of windows on the other side, so it's so Nyx can stop running into the windows. As
Possibly,
hilarious as
yeah.
it is to hear a random thump in the middle of the night. Oh, I know what I was talking about. I was saying about how I like the lilacs, and whenever I hear the music that happens that makes me really tired, I think I dream about this like lilac field. This like huge lilac field. Reminds me of the one I saw when I first got out of that lab.
Interesting.
Very pretty. Very peaceful. Very, very peaceful.
I wish I could dream.
It's usually what dreams consist of. It's a lot of fragments of memory. Your brain is basically filling in the space when a body is unconscious, using the fragments of your waking hours with your memories. So technically every person you see in a dream you've seen before, at least once. Because your brain cannot make up new material. Fun fact.
Yeah, as bizarre as they can be, making up interesting scenarios and stuff, they definitely take root in reality. Sometimes a little too much, and people can't tell dream from reality.
I never dreamed before I came here. When I used to like sleep and then wake up, and that was it. But when I came here,
Really?
I started dreaming.
You know, ever
Well,
since I came here, I've
what
had the
would
same...
happen?
Mm.
Yeah. Sorry, you were speaking.
I just said ever since I came here, I've had almost the same recurring dream of sorts. Or at least the same general pattern to it, at least. Things are a little different here and there, but it's the same thing all the time. I used to have a lot more variety.
Interesting. Maybe this world has a weird thing with dreams.
Have I shown up in anyone's dream before?
Not mine, oddly enough. I'm sure someone's dreamed of you, at least.
I usually don't dream about people. Although with that one guy that I saw in the dream, I only saw them once.
Huh.
Again, usually it's very it's warm, I think, and then there's a bunch of flowers and peaceful. Again, it also hear a lot of music.
Might have to just plant a flower garden here. I'm
Oh,
not
that would
nearly
be
as
really
good
nice.
at...
Could we do it all lilacs?
If we can mix some roses in there, then sure. I'm not nearly as good at taking care of plants as my wife was, but I'm getting there. I can at least keep what we have
Well,
alive so far.
I can help you. I'm great. I'm great at. Well, actually, when I'm not stressed and stuff, I don't like. I can't like touch them often, but I can help. I know how to take care of them.
I'm okay with plants.
What are we talking about?
Plants.
Oh, I was
Planting a
talking
flower
about
garden.
I was talking about how maybe lilacs, and then Zeno said roses, and then I said I nearly said I'm great with plants, but that's not exactly true because when I touch flowers, they start to wilt in my hands. But that's a different story. But I know how to take care of them.
Lilacs, roses, sunflowers, lily of the valleys.
I like that a lot.
It's put on the side.
Some dandelions, buttercups, perhaps?
Forget-me-nots.
Oof, I love forget-me-nots. Particularly, there's a whole language. What was that?
Well, it might have been me. I'm not gonna lie.
Am I hearing things?
It might have been me.
Dude, someone got some
Not again. I'm
XP
not
just
going
now.
back to jail.
Someone got just a buttload of XP. Good job.
That might have been me. That scared me. It's fine, it's fine. You're safe.
I don't. I keep getting interrupted. What was I saying? Oh, how there's a whole language of flowers. I have there's like a book I have somewhere about different meanings between different flowers, particularly with bouquets. If you give somebody a bouquet, it can mean different things depending on the arrangement of flowers that are given. Also in the way that you receive them and send them to people. They can also have a different meaning between in writing form. Like if somebody's writing a story and they have a certain symbol. If you wanted to symbolize death, you could use a lily of the valley. Or other type of flowers if you wanted to symbolize other things. I think roses symbolize affection as far as
Sort
I'm
of.
aware.
Roses are complicated because their symbolism changes depending on color.
Yeah,
White is usually grief, yellow is more friendship, red is romantic, orange is more of a congratulatory flower. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I also know that you can make blue roses with dye.
Yes.
Put dye in their water.
And then you can crossbreed them for different patterns.
That's what I like about flowers. And they're so cool and their structure's so different to our own. And depending on the soil and the amount of sunlight they get, their environment can change very quickly depending on the species you introduce into the environment. Because the different type of vegetation that you put around the different type of animals will come near naturally. Let's say you put like a certain type of berry bush in that isn't native to the area. Different animals will start to appear, like or bears or what have you, and that'll have a completely like not economy. That's not the word I'm looking for. No, that's not. Why am I thinking about money? I'm thinking there's another word that starts with E.
Is there more words
ecology,
for money?
buddy?
Ecology, yes, yes. Ecological,
There are more
was I
words
saying?
for money?
No.
Yes.
I
Oh,
like
sh-
them.
There
They
was a
sound
lot of
gross.
words for money back in Aaron and Shonda. People seemed very, very, very hell-bent on for some reason, and those who didn't have it were, not very well off.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Why?
It means the society, basically imagine our society. And you know how we exchange gifts as a form of like affection and stuff, and like a way to you know, basically if you were from Aaron Shonda, basically basically, if you wanted something, you would have to give something in return. And that basically evolved to a monetary exchange where somebody set the value of something in a coin. And if you gave them a certain amount of coins, they would give you a specific item. And that became businesses. And that evolved into basically capitalism. Higher society was run by money, basically. And if you didn't have there's a whole thing about stocks too. It was like I did like the professor in
What
the
is
lab that I was in
stocks?
had me do a whole study about how the way that the world like at the time was set up and our society. They had me do a whole thing about how the environment would suffer without it and the effects it would have on the people and the world basically. It was a very interesting study. I would love to read all that this world.
Stocks
Very
are
different, very, very
basically theoretical value in certain companies. Companies are like the people selling things. They would sell basically portions of their company to the public for a certain dollar amount. And it was basically a gambling game. Those stocks would rise in value and fall over time as people bought them and sold them. And it's a good way for the wealthy to make money or for people to make investments long term. It's incredibly complicated, and most Aaron Shondons didn't understand it in the first place, so I don't expect you to. It was odd looking back at it.
We had nothing like that in the Celestial Realm.
I hope not. You're better off for it.
And, I'd never really experienced it here either.
Again, you know how we've given each other gifts of like a way of like showing affection. It's kind of like that, but people putting a price on the exchange of giving people other things.
Yeah,
Basically
like I gave
for
you
their
this,
own
so
gain.
you have to give me this. It's an obligation
you can't
instead
have
of
it.
just doing it because.
Isn't life interesting? The way people set it up like that. I don't.
Worlds are
Well, it's
very
not like I'm
different.
not saying it's good. I think it's fascinating because it doesn't have just an effect on the people. It has an effect on the environment as well. Considering people, is there, has a very big impact on the environment. So let's say if like if a farmer didn't have proper tools, or let's say like the farmer was thriving, right? Because he had enough money to get proper tools and such. If he didn't, like over time, if they wore down, he didn't have enough money to keep that like upkeep, it would bring the balance of that ecosystem down dramatically. You would have. It's fascinating. I love it so much. My professor had so many lessons on it. Particularly I could go on for days. Although they were towards the end when I had a private study, it was very like the ecosystem was struggling. I hope it's okay now. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Well, it's because of the whole because of the whole late stage capitalism thing. It's getting harder to like
I've never
do
heard
the balance of money, and
capitalism be
obviously it
used
has
in
a
positive term.
Because it's not.
Pardon?
We saw it fail as we left.
Yeah, and I was because of the fact that it was failing, it was also bringing down other things like the ecosystem, and the people around it were being put even more into poverty, and because of that, sicknesses were on the rise, and it's not the best conditions.
Oh my gosh. Hello.
Hello?
Sorry to go back to a topic from earlier, I guess, but I forgot that I had an album on me of some of the pictures that I had taken of that place. There are a few in there as well that you wouldn't recognize, but it was eerily similar to a place that belonged to Keeper, so I was curious comparing the similarities.
Well, that's obsidian. Huh. While we were there, and while I was showing, Raine pointed out that, like, there's, like, bits of, like, skulk, as well as, like, crying obsidian and just normal obsidian in the base of the floor. Blocks that I don't exactly recognize? Like, there's that weird yellowish pale stone. This I definitely haven't seen. What on earth is this?
Yeah, that yellow stone is called Endstone. I've found some of it around here, but not very much at all.
Well,
And
that looks like a similar structure. You, with this, like, library area that I'm seeing that has the dark oak, what on earth is that? What's with the chairs? And the salt? Wait, what? Huh. Hang on. If you look at the big structure that has all the, like, the ruins and stuff, the circular bit reminds me of this library that I'm seeing at the wide shots. They both look very similar.
What I thought too.
Circular?
Circular library, yeah.
The stuff in the middle as well.
Yeah, it seems that the structure itself is very similar. And in that library, I should have taken a picture of the ceiling, but there was the combination of Skulk and Void there as well.
Huh.
So they seem to be created from something similar, at least, or from the same sort of mind. Like, I was talking to Kaylin about it, and thinking that they're sibling-like, if anything. They think the same way, but one is much more hostile and direct than the other.
Well, you mentioned that hive mind thing. Maybe there's more than one.
A hive mind of keepers?
That would be creepy. Oh, I don't like that.
You said it was like a fragment of what was left of him that you were speaking to.
Ooh.
This could be a second fragment.
Didn't one of the things say something about a vessel? Oh, here, do you want to take a look at that? That, ew, icky. I don't like what that...
It doesn't need to be a recent vessel, right?
Well, but no, like, if it's, like, a part of that research, then, like, maybe it's, like...
We find him a corpse to possess.
Do we want this guy running around?
Oh my gosh.
No,
What would that do to me?
What would it do to you?
What would it do to me?
If we give him a different body to possess, and we then strike him down. Forever. No coming back from that one type of...
We can figure it out as we get there. I haven't heard anything or seen Keeper around in quite a long time. We could still use my research to help. We could trap it in a vessel that just doesn't work. Get it separated from you in one way or another and move on.
How do you lure it? That's what
what would it even do to me? Because again, it was like soul stuff, and I'm pretty sure the soul, like,
I'd have to assume that your soul is your own. Perhaps it's two in there combined? from people don't really think about the soul at all. It's so much more pertinent here because you can physically hold the thing. You collect it upon a person's death. And you can use it for magic. So it's
Become like
all
me.
so different.
Become soulless.
I don't know. Well, but the thing is, what I am trying to think about is we're going. Where are we going? The thing that I'm trying to think about exactly is, please don't shake me. Is I was created, and if this is like any indication, maybe it has something to do with.
Oh. Sorry.
You do it. You're welcome. I knew you were gonna.
My camera! Wait, put me down! I need to immortalize this.
I was like, I gotta give it to him. I gotta do it.
Had to do it. Man.
Wonderful. Beautiful. I'm framing that.
Thank you. I need to see it too later. Thank you.
Can I have it? Can I have it, or do you want it back?
You can have it. You can have it for you.
But as I was saying,
Can I eat it?
I was made. That part is confirmed already. And if this thing is with me, how long has this thing been with me? And why?
If you're created,
In a lab. I was in a lab.
I don't know what that means.
A lab is basically the way, like, you know the way that we have the research facility?
Mm-hmm.
Very in specific is... How do you define it?
In the same way that you were created by Callista, I guess, for a purpose.
Did Callista create me in a lab?
No, I doubt
It's
as
a
a lab.
room?
It was just, yeah, the
It's
lab was the
Maybe you don't have a
place.
soul.
You were created for a purpose, nonetheless. Core was created as an experiment.
Yeah,
If you are
a
created
lab.
and I am created, maybe you didn't have a soul. Nothing to worry about.
This is hurting my brain. A lab. I want to say this before I forget. Lab is a building with equipment, research, teaching, manufacturing of supplies to be able to understand a specific form of study. For example, the research facility is technically a laboratory. It may not have all of the usual biological equipment like a microscope.
I gave him an answer.
I've been meaning to make one or figure out how to acquire one. But usually that is what a lab is. People can have different forms of labs. Technically, it's like there's a different. It depends on exactly the form of research, really. But things can be created in a lab. Things are usually studied or taught or researched. You know. Why was I talking about that? Why was I talking about what a lab is?
What if, right? You don't have a soul.
I don't think I could function if I did. Would I be
I
able to
function.
function if I... You're made by a god. As far as I'm aware from...
What's the difference
from the
between a mortal?
skeletons.
What's the difference between a mortal creating life and a god creating life?
Power.
And in
Well, that's fair.
perfection.
Well, I mean, who said that the gods were perfect?
That is true, but I think the gods would... make what is...
You consider me perfect?
In that... I was like... You're making me think about things that are hurting my brain.
Take a deep breath, buddy. Take a deep breath.
I think from what is
We can throw
established,
you
if
in
I
a
didn't,
well.
if I personally
Come
didn't
here,
have a
buddy,
soul,
we're-
I'm not sure how well my body would function.
Oh,
Nix.
Oh my god. Please. Oh my god. Oh, incredible. Oh. Great heavens. Oh. Okay. Where did they go? Hmm. I'm sorry, the well? What is that? To the trees. Oh. I think I have the waystone to that. I think. Don't quite remember. Here, don't want.
That over there.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Hello there.
Hi.
This is the well.
I was like, what? What do you mean the well?
Dangerous thing, but a cool tool. Wonder. Specifically Eldritch. I know the Infernal doesn't do anything, unfortunately.
Bad representation.
If you look at if you look back at my list, they had the spears.
Yeah, because since when are we believing the word of mortals over the actual beings?
But isn't this Anara's tower? That's what I was assuming.
I don't know. Spears, really? That's so cliche. Ugh. I was so against the spirit idea.
Did you not like the spear propaganda?
I do not like the spear propaganda. I never used spears, alright?
Shame,
God.
shame.
Spears were for healers. They have something to prick at.
That.
Leora used a lot of spears, but no, not the rest of us.
Who is Leora?
A colleague.
Just a colleague?
You know, I haven't been around this place in a while.
Oh, okay.
They wrote about them a lot more fondly. A colleague. Along with Vale and another guy called Vale. They keep saying colleague, but it seems like they were a lot closer.
Interesting.
I think they're allergic to the word friend.
I mean, do they really have that back then?
I mean, that's what it sounds like it was. I don't know if it's just they didn't know any better, or just that... I think that will actually do something. Or just they didn't have the word for it.
Oh, okay.
Don't.
I need somebody to take me away from this, or I will jump into it.
Don't do it. Speaking from experience, not a good idea. We can go back home.
It's still here. I can't remember my phone was. Oh, okay. I still don't know where that ringing is coming from. I love how it's everything that I could make myself. It's great. Oh, that's where. Okay, I was wondering where the one thing was. I was wondering where my jar was. I found my jar. My jar was. They're not.
I've had this conversation too many times to count. I don't want to answer that.
I do want to hear your opinion, though.
Scientific debate is water wet.
No, water is the agent in which things become wet. Water is water. You feel wet, and things feel wet when it comes into contact with water.
Actually, you feel wet
Actually,
because of the difference in temperature. If the water is the same temperature your body is, you won't feel it. But it's very rare.
What?
Actually.
Listen, I've been digging from a actually from core for months now. I'm just happy about it.
What? Excuse you?
What's a debate amongst friends? I value it, actually. It's not a bad thing.
Just because I'm right half the time doesn't mean I'm like, actually, I'm not corrected of. It's out of. I'm correcting you so you have the knowledge, so you do not remain ignorant. It's not in the form of like, actually out of pride, unlike some people.
I had to do it at least once.
Oh my gosh.
I'll take the win. You can be mad at me all you want.
I'm not mad at you. I can't see
Check your DMs.
Oh no.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Share
But
with
that's a
me.
fun fact people don't know. Technically, you cannot feel the difference between water and air. It's
I'm gonna
temperature
lick
that you
you.
feel.
And see if you feel that.
No,
Come here.
No.
I got a jar.
You have a jar to hold it in.
Yeah, because I was like, I could have swore you gave me a jar. And
Keep Nyx
the
away
look-
from me. Keep Nyx away from me. Don't lick 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 me.
It's okay, Nick. Lick Raine instead.
It's
Come here.
Nah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay actually. I'm okay actually.
Okay. They're holding heavy jar. It's okay.
Jar.
That jar is like half the size of you. I should have made one smaller. I'm sorry.
Why?
What kind of jar is that?
It's a little spirit jar.
Yeah, they're specifically to hold spirits. They have nearly infinite storage for one type of spirit at a time. Which means you can collect as many of those infernal spirits and store them in there as you'd like.
Yeah. I kind of wish it was more. I could put it in my pocket, like on my belt, or like waist.
I can see if I can compress that for you.
I could.
It wouldn't be too hard. Depends on how exactly it works. If it's just like a normal jar, that would be absolutely possible.
It's got some special properties to it, spirit infused energy. But it should be fine.
Should be on.
Oh, that's
I was
loud.
gonna say I have plenty of them up on the top floor as well.
Yeah. And there
Oh,
was
it's shiny.
yeah.
I
That
wonder-
reminds me of
hold
what
on.
Pinecone gave me. Not exactly, but...
Also, totally didn't realize
See the-
we
you
had
see
a
the
lot
thing
more.
up below? You see this thing that's hanging off the chain?
Mhm.
It's kind of like that. No, I'm not like. Where did... They keep running off. Anyway, the bit here hanging next to the wither rose I'm wearing, that reminds me of like pine.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of shaped like that. Not exactly. It was. Oh my gosh.
Aw.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no. Hang on. Stay there. Chorus is here.
Zeno, the chorus is here. Hi, chorus.
Hi.
It does.
Sorry. I thought you guys were still all the way over there.
You're so
No.
good.
That's okay.
Huh.
Oh,
Alright.
I've been
Done yoinked.
yoinked.
Oh.
So
Chorus,
it's an
do you
actual
have a soul?
substance.
I would hope so.
It is.
What?
Contrary
so
to
Like,
popular
my thought is, if I don't have a soul, how am I functioning? Is
Well,
my
I
thought with that
function.
theory.
Are you telling me that I don't function?
Function, but what does that mean for me? Am I immortal? What?
I'm
like-
like immortal.
How do we know you don't have a soul?
I think we drop him in the well.
No.
Little core fell down the
Technically,
well.
Zeno's in charge of me. I have no say. I'm on house arrest.
On house arrest does not mean no will. Drop him in the well. I have it.
Technically, what I am allowed to do is,
How do we know?
Zeno,
You-
can we please drop him in the well?
No.
Considering Core is in a weird isn't Core in a weird situation right now? I don't know if dropping him in a dark well is going to be a good idea.
what happened? Like, again, what would happen if I don't have a soul and you drop me in? That, like...
You and your soul separate, then you get to put it in a cool little jar.
In
I
a
don't
cool
want-
little
I don't
jar.
want- I don't
Crazy.
want my soul in a jar.
Crazy.
I think that'd be the worst fucking fate that my soul could be put into.
You guys are so attached to your soul.
Yeah.
If a being doesn't have a soul, if they are mortal, usually
Are you
they
not
will not
alive?
function.
I guess
Normally.
I'm dead.
So that cannot be all of your soul, otherwise we'd have a couple zombie-like people walking around.
This is getting. I feel like we're getting rude. I don't know when we're being rude today.
No. I don't mean like not in the sense of like that like
Not in the sense of.
again, I don't
In the
mortal.
sense that-
Mortal. I said mortal.
Yes, I'm
You were-
mortal.
You weren't mortal before, so your structure technically is different than others. If you never had a soul, you can't magically gain one. I don't think your body just works differently.
Yeah, you were.
It would have to.
Like you became a deva. That's a thing that gods do. Yeah, I would assume that has to be like an exception.
Damn, imagine being the god's special little guy, but they don't give you a fucking soul.
Well, they work differently than needing a soul.
I'll be
unfortunately.
right back.
You can just yoink
Okay.
people's soul.
Bye-bye.
I mean, I guess
I didn't say
except if you
yoinker.
fell into the well.